Hi everyone, welcome to GZRS Fantasy Football. Now let's talk about Week 7. So Week 7 just wrapped up. The top 3 point getters was number 1 Pops, number 2 Eric, and number 3 Tracy. I didn't write down the actual scores, but that was the top 3 point getters. So last week's wrap up, this is how it went. So I defeated Caleb, Nate defeated Sam, Wes got the best of Haley, Eric got the best of Tracy, and Pops defeated Megan. So that brings the NFC to, it's getting pretty interesting, honestly. So we got me and Eric both 6-1, and then Caleb, Sam, and Haley are all 2-5. So this is where it gets interesting with playoffs. So top 3 from each division make it in. Number 1 seed gets a bye. These two play each other. Number 1 seed, Super Bowl. Okay? It's like kind of like the real football, NFL. So Caleb right now, he'd make it in the playoffs at 2-5, while West is in the AFC is 3-4, and he wouldn't make the playoffs. So it's kind of interesting, just how it's breaking down. AFC, Nate and Pops are both 4-3, but Nate's number 1 seed, Pops number 2 seed. Tracy is also 4-3. So the top 3 teams in the AFC are all 4-3, so it's very close, while the NFC started to get separated a little bit. I mean, not too many more games. If me and Eric keep winning, we're gonna clinch the playoff spot. So it's getting a little crazy. And then 3 out of top 3, and then Wes is 3-4, and Megan is 2-5. Megan and Caleb's downfall is getting documented at this point. Like they both lost 5 straight games, so it's going on now a month and a half of a losing streak. So hopefully they can bounce back. Megan, unfortunately, she's in the AFC where she's number 5. Caleb is in the NFC and he lost 5 straight and he's still number 3 seed to make the playoffs. So it doesn't have very much where you lose almost a month and a half straight and you still can make the playoffs. So that's just what the situation is right now. All right, so let's talk about some trades that happened last week, shall we? So my Pops, the first trade that kind of kicked this all off is my Pops traded with Eric. My dad received Patrick Mahomes and a 2025 third round pick. Eric received Jared Goff. So Patrick Mahomes right now is the 22nd ranked quarterback. Jared Goff is the 13th ranked quarterback. So right now, Jared Goff has the hot hand. We all know Patrick Mahomes is always going to be a good quarterback. So it's like Eric kind of traded more for a hot hand. The quarterback that right now is kind of having a better offense. Patrick Mahomes historically is good. So and then my Pops also received a third round pick. So that's kind of how I break down that trade. So then that kicked off another trade with Wes and my dad. Pops traded Lamar Jackson, who is the number 1 ranked quarterback right now, and received Jordan Love and a second round pick for this year. Lamar Jackson is number 1. Jordan Love is the 11th best quarterback. So Jared Goff, who he did have, was the 13th. Got Jordan Love out of the trade, who's 11th. But Jordan Love also missed 2 games because of injury. Just keep that in mind. So my dad's right now he's adding picks and he's doing some moves. And then my dad was on a roll with trading. He traded a second round pick to me for Xavier McKinney. So that makes my Pops have 4 picks in the first 3 rounds. That's tied with Sam. Sam, however, does have the better picks. So, he has 2 first round picks. But this is a little different. Pops right now is winning while he's still building for the future, getting all these picks, 4 picks in the first 3 rounds, and Sam is kind of more of a rebuild if you look at his team. But he's situated better to get a better draft with the 2 first round picks. Look at Haley last year. She was able to get Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jay Daniels. Just imagine 2 first round picks because she got Marvin Harrison Jr. First round, Jay Daniels second. Jay Daniels right now is top 5 quarterback in the NFL. She's doing crazy stuff. And she traded Marvin Harrison Jr. to me for Devontae Adams and AJ Brown. So she got a lot of return. It's all about how you draft and trade, obviously. So, and another trade that is about to probably pass here in a couple hours. Nate is receiving Chris Olave and Wes is receiving Alexander Madison. This trade is more of a back burner trade. Excuse me. Chris Olave is a 56th ranked wide receiver. Alexander Madison is 21st best running back. So Alexander Madison is more of a RB2 flex right now. And Chris Olave, he's I think what I was thinking is Chris Olave is more of a future player right now with hopefully New Orleans can figure out the quarterback situation, whether it be Derek Carr comes back healthy and they start balling, or they draft one. But right now, Chris Olave in that quarterback situation is more of a future play where next year or maybe later this year, if Derek Carr comes back, he can start lighting it up and become maybe a wide receiver 3 flex play for Nate. Yeah, so that's how I see those trades. Let's talk about week 8, the week that's coming up here. I'm going to go ahead and break down each game and kind of give my pick. Me versus Haley, I always pick myself. Haley desperately needs another running back. Her lineup is stout all the way through. Probably from trading Marvin Harrison Jr. for Devontae Adams and AJ Brown. You're welcome for that. But honestly, she needs another running back. So keep that in mind when I go ahead and break down a couple more games here. Of course, I'm picking myself. I always do. Nate versus Wes. It's an interesting game. Nate is number 1 in the AFC, and Wes is number 4. Sorry, but they're only one game separated. One's 4-3, one's 3-4. I am going to pick, with the addition of Lamar Jackson and Amari Cooper getting more comfortable in the Buffalo Bills offense, I'm going to go with Wes in this game, actually. So sorry, Nate. Sam versus my Pops. I was talking about this earlier. Sam is in a rebuild. Now, this is where Haley's team comes to play. If I was him, I would reach out to Haley, see if she's interested in a Nick Chubb trade. Nick Chubb right now for Sam isn't really going to do much to get him in the playoff. Get him in a really good situation. He could make the playoffs if because the NFC is so bottom heavy with 2 and 5 teams. It's a tough. It's just something to think about. Reach out to Haley. I would do and see if she want to do like a Chubb for a pick. Gain another pick going into next year. Maybe Nick Chubb for like a 2nd round pick. So you have another pick in the first 3 rounds. Just something to think about. But with that being said, I'm going to go with my Pops. I'm going to go with him and pull up this win. Caleb versus Eric. This game was actually a little bit closer. A little bit harder to pick than I thought it was going to be. Caleb's team is not that bad. I just think Mike Evans being out is going to hurt him. And Eric is just a little too much for him. So I'm picking Eric to win this game. Tracy versus Megan. I'm going with Tracy. But there is a scenario where Megan wins this game. And she can stop that slide. Stop the slide that she's on. Her and Caleb. But for Megan to win this game, she needs Seattle and Buffalo to be a shootout. Passing touchdowns. Up and down the field. Touchdown. Because what Tracy has, she has Kenneth Walker. So if Seattle has a lead, they'll run the ball. But if it's a shootout, they'll be less likely to run the ball. And more use maybe Charbonnet in the passing game. And Megan also has Jackson Smith and Jigba and Josh Allen, so I would assume a lot of targets for Jackson Smith and Jigba more than usual if it's a shootout, and Josh Allen would get a lot of passing yards and passing touchdowns. So, but however, I am going with Tracy in that game. So that means right now, if all my picks go out, let me just do the quick math here. I'll be 7-1. Eric will be 7-1. Caleb, Sam, and Haley would all lose again, so they'd be 2-6, and one of those teams would be in the playoffs. Let's see, Wes. I had Wes winning, so Wes will be 4-3. Nate will be 4-3. Pops will be 5-3, and Tracy will be 5-3. Megan will be 2-6. So it'll be between Tracy and my dad 1-2, between Nate and Wes in 3-4, and Megan at 5. So let's see how that pans out, shall we? But that is it for this week in GZRS Fantasy Football Now. I'll edit this video, post it tonight. I made this before the Thursday night football game, so I don't know what happens tonight, but I will post it tonight. Thank you all. Season's getting interesting, I think. Thank you guys for the participation, the trading, the trying to make moves. I love it. That's it. Yeah, good luck to everybody this week, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.